This disclaimer and all of the following content was generated using artificial intelligence. The voices and images are strictly intended for satire and entertainment purposes and do not represent the individuals depicted in any way. Absolutely no political messaging or bias is contained within, and under no circumstances should any of this content be taken seriously. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's good, players? It's your boy Jay Blizzy here to...
No, hell no, and an absolutely not thrown on top for good measure. No way can I allow you to open a video with that nonsense. Quote, Jay Blizzy. What in the shit is that? I know for a fact nobody has ever or will ever call you that.
Joke's on you, bitch. You just did. Got him.
And we are off to an absurd start that surely won't turn away anyone who might happen upon this video. Since Joe is a moron and clearly overdosing on adrenochrome at the moment, I'll do the intro. Welcome everyone to episode 3 of President's Play Darkest Dungeon. I'm Barack Obama, fresh off my first episode alongside current United States of America Hamlet President and swindler Donald Trump, and everyone's favorite creepy uncle Joseph Robinette Biden.
This week I stunt on all them hoes, dump salt in Donald's haterade and...
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hit him. It's the old road all over again. Hold me back, Barack.
Walk the walk if you're gonna talk the talk, little bro. I'm so zooted on adrenochrome and Big B Obama's bombing kush that no one can stop me. Not the ancestor, not the gradual death of every cell in my decrepit body, and certainly not the next showrunner of my orange 600-pound life.
Enough, both of you. We aren't 2 goddamn minutes into this video and the two of you have me on my second Xanny. Joe, just tell us about your team this week, please, for the love of God.
Okay, fam.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
For my first mission, I wanted to level up some of the heroes we got last week with good starting quirks. The Forsaken really appreciates the additional max HP from Tough. The Alchemist rolled the always desirable Gifted quirk for extra healing received, and the Banished Hunter has the unique quirk Gift of a Horny Rat, which increases his bleed, blight, and disease resistance.
Horned rat. Horned, like having horns, like a rhinoceros. Horned. Please don't make me call she who shall not be named.
Speaking of the Death Empress herself, do you think there's any chance she isn't feeding on Bill's intestines and other organs like spaghetti and meatballs right now?
A disembodied tyrant plug is usually something I approve of, but not in reference to the Devil of Loughton herself, please. I do not want to piss her off after the things she said in last week's episode.
Okay, calling her a disembodied tyrant was too much, but insulting her to plug the Devils of Loughton is fine. Got it.
What in the hell are you two talking about? You guys just yapped through my entire first battle. How about showing my gameplay a little bit of respect instead of spending all your time shouting out amazing bands? I, Joseph Robinette Biden, am going to prove the two of you wrong on this day. I can play this game on Bloodmoon, and by the time this is all over, I will not be the person who has allowed the most hero deaths. Mark my words.
Okay, buddy, well, your gameplay is mid, and here you go allowing a resolve check-in like your second battle.
Self-preservation is powerful.
Damn, what's that? Oh, for 4 on resolve checks? I mean, I know the virtue roll is only 25%, but still.
4 heroes failing the resolve check. While Donald Trump, of all people, passes the check and gets a virtue, is all the proof I needed that these videos are AI generated.
Why the hell do you keep saying that? What does AI generated even mean?
Nothing, Joe, and I'll remember that, stray Obama. Joe, the way this mission is going already, you might just want to stick to short missions in the ruins. They are the easiest option and are probably the only hope we have that you don't ruin, get it? Ruin the run before it even gets off the ground.
I think you're jumping the gun, Donald. I'm sure there's a Republican joke in there somewhere, but I'll try to honor Barry's request and stay on the gameplay for a minute. Double Bone Courtier is a really difficult matchup in the early game without good trinkets or a plague doctor to stun with blinding gas. Both of you had afflictions in your episodes with several battles left to go, so there's no reason to think I can't pull this off.
The reason to think that is that I'm me and you're you. I shouldn't have to go into great detail as to why that might lead to a significant difference in the outcome.
How about a friendly wager, fellas? I've got a Benjamin that says Joe loses 1 hero this week. I don't think he has a catastrophic collapse, but not all that confident it'll be clean based on what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, I'll take that bet. It'll be the easiest Benji I've ever scored. I'll put one up myself and bet that Joe not only loses 2 heroes, but also has to retreat from a mission and fail the week.
Here, Donald, I brought some extra dementia meds. You should take them so you can distinguish your delusions from what's actually happening on screen. After the surprise, I was able to take out the Acolyte before she could stress the party. This team has a lot of burst healing options between the Vestal and Alchemist, and great range, damage, and crowd control from the Banished Hunter using Silver Bullet, Flash Powder, and Blunderbuss. I'm running a straightforward set on the Alchemist with Rupture for the front line, Decay for backliners, Blood Decoction for the self-heal and riposte, and Infusion to patch everyone up. We've already seen the Forsaken in action a few times, and I brought our Vestal with Warrior of Light for more damage to target enemy backline stress units.
A new record for you, Joe, 781 characters. I'm truly impressed by these new modern-day teleprompters. You really can fit a ton of information on them.
Yeah, Pelosi told me on the low to invest in the Democratic Party's teleprompter supplier like 10 years ago. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought she was a stark raving lunatic, so I told her to shove off. And she went on to make so much money on it, she could sit on a giant pile of cold hard cash in a mountain like she's Smaug the dragon if she wanted to.
You want to know what's crazy? I heard a rumor that she does just that every time she commits insider trading.
Yeah, I heard that too, actually, from a pretty reputable source.
Oh my God, no frickin' way. I literally prayed this day would one day come, and it finally happened for me. This is my greatest triumph. Who did you guys hear it from?
Oh, multiple people. Just recently, Chuck Schumer told me after Pelosi lost it on him over the government spending bill. I would have thought he was just being bitter, but in fact, a few years ago, Kamala also told me the same thing over the phone. She, once in a blue moon, used to call to complain about Mr. Lame Duck over here.
I heard it from George Bush, he told me one night while we were playing co-op in Elden Ring. He kept telling me over and over about how he wishes he could have been the one to throw the bolt of grand sacks at the towers in Landell. Don't really know what that's about. But anyway, once we got into an open field with no tall buildings of any kind, George snapped out of it and let it slip that Hillary told him about Pelosi the last time he did her a favor by picking up a completely shithoused bill from one of those secret bathhouses for married men who like to pinch hit for the other team every once in a while.
If it was possible to die from happiness and fulfillment, I'd transcend mortal life right now and reach nirvana. You absolute buffoons. I started that goddamn rumor years ago because I was salty over how much money she made on the teleprompters. This is the greatest day of my life. Who did you guys tell?
Only a couple people.
Everyone, literally everyone. The House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, Zelensky, Putin, Elon, literally every man, woman, and child in Delaware. I called Tekashi 69 while he was in prison and told him to, but he promised not to snitch, so I'm sure he kept his word. And then my dementia caused me to forget I told them, so I told them all a second time.
Did a single person act surprised?
Not even a little bit.
It's honestly kind of beautiful if you think about it. All the division in the world, class struggles, politics, war between Russia and the Ukraine, and yet one thing we as a nation and as a global community can agree on is that politicians are corrupt as hell, and nobody is surprised when they are liars and cheaters and swindlers, and Nancy Pelosi might actually be Smaug the dragon. It really is so touching for you to bring people together in this way, Donald.
Thank you, thank you. This is what you voted for, folks. This is the second greatest rumor ever started, falling just short of the rumor we all somehow heard in middle school about Marilyn Manson's ribcage before kids had smartphones and social media. But anyway, Joe, I've been keeping an eye on your gameplay while we did that little skit, and you've done a pretty solid job of holding it together, my man. You're only a few battles away from somehow surviving that early affliction, and all the goofing off we've been doing has completely distracted all of us from taking stress along the way. If it was anyone but you, I'd be concerned about losing the bet, but I'm still pretty confident you'll find a way to choke like the New York Yankees with a 3-0 lead in the World Series.
Come on, man. Every compliment from you has an insult sprinkled in also. Like you're incapable of doing something that would result in a net good, and the best you can manage is breaking even. It's not edgy to be a douche.
John Edward only won South Park's Biggest Douche in the Universe award show in September of 2002 because Donald wasn't quoted by New York glazing and gargling one Jeffrey Epstein until about a month later.
You guys can pound sand. We all know John Edward deserved that award. Nobody swindled vulnerable people like that guy.
He was truly one of the greats, but hang on, guys, I'm getting a phone call and, well, never mind.
Nope, not a chance, my guy. Who's calling you? Give me your phone. Oh my God, yes. I'm putting her on speakerphone.
Sorry, Joe.
What's up, loser? If you ain't first, you're last when it comes to the White House, baby. If you're looking for work, we really need someone to clean out all the chin diapers from the trunk of Joey's car. I'm gonna spike McDonald's sauce packets off the asphalt, making them explode around your feet while you work. So you'll need to hopscotch over them or risk staining your Converses. Pay is about $3.50 base plus tips against minimum wage. How soon can you start?
Obama, I thought you told me you weren't hanging out with this imbecile anymore.
I'm out. See you guys next week.
Wait, you told her what, Barack?
I don't remember saying that, and Joe, calm down. What do you need, Kamala?
I heard some old pretentious rich guy ruin the local economy and then offed himself, so I was hoping to never hear from Trump ever again. I guess I will just have to wait for the inevitable Big Mac-induced heart attack that I have been praying for every single night to run its course. Joe, I'm glad you're here, though. Please stay and hear me out. I have some intel, and as astonishing as it is, you guys are the only ones I can trust.
Oh yeah, this line is secure, and you're definitely not on speakerphone next to a hot mic. I won't let Joe leave just yet. Hit us with it.
Fine. Listen, I've been leading a task force to investigate the ancestor for several years now. Recently, many of the world's foremost medical experts traveled to his estate to convene with him for some unknown purpose, and none of them have returned. Dr. Fauci was among those invited after his contributions during the pandemic. So we sent him here to investigate. He told us the ancestor was obsessing over something beneath the manor, but that was our last communication.
Kamala, you can't slack on the mic like that. The vid was not a hoax, folks.
Just like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, right, Barry?
Nobody seems to care I cleared this mission, but whatever.
Sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to usurp the spotlight from you and make it all about me yet again. I apologize. You did a great job.
Praise from a backstabbing harlot is meaningless.
Pause the lovers' quarrel. Here's a heads up that we now have access to the Sunward Isles, a region based on Japanese history and culture. We are also running the Sunward Isles refresh mod since I like a lot of the adjustments.
Our stagecoach Prince rolled on guard, a great quirk for almost any class. The powder keg has malicious and skittish, may or may not be worth investing in. Unfortunately, the Warlock and Wraith have junk quirks. We will probably wait until we find better ones, but the Exorcist rolled cleanly, a Vermintide quirk that adds Blight and Disease Resist, with additional Blight Resist if you are carrying Holy Water in your pack.
Wait, Joe, did you just Alt F4? Don't be such a sourpuss. You really gonna treat our viewers like that?
Hang up the phone and I'll reboot the game.
Joe, please, listen. We have to put our differences aside here for the greater good. I know that it was wrong of me to hope you would keel over so I could take your place as president. I should have spent time with you, believed in you, and supported you, and instead I supported your dementia by making a voodoo doll of you and jamming all the pins into its brain while cackling like Grunty the Witch from Banjo-Kazooie. Besides, I basically ended up doing all of the work during your administration anyway while you were busy drooling in the White House nursery watching Bluey and Ms. Rachel reruns. And honestly, it isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Don't care. Didn't ask. Plus, you're a jerk.
You're right, Joe. I was a jerk to you. And I'm sorry. I truly am. After I lost the election, I hit rock bottom and realized that I should have been thankful for my time in office with you. You could have chosen anyone in the Democratic Party to be your full-time babysitter, teleprompter coordinator, and auto-pen document signer. And you chose me, a woman who grew up in a middle-class household.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go.
Please give me another chance. You've seen the undead horde in the ruins. Aside from the DNC, only a powerful necromancer could bring this many eligible voters back from the dead. And Fauci is down there somewhere. Please don't leave him to die, or worse, for my mistakes. You can do it, G. Blizzy.
Hang up the goddamn
You're right,
phone,
I
please.
can do it, but when we find Fauci, the two of you are going to answer for the way you treated me. I'm going to prove I am still a competent leader. I can do this. These heroes already have upgraded armor, and we have the heirlooms to upgrade their skills too. I'm going to take a page from your book, Barry, and run Forsaken and Saw Hunter for my front line to shoot for visceral attacks, with Sunlight Spear support from the Sunlight Warrior and a Vestal to maintain our HP.
Mastery over life and death was chief among my early pursuits. I began in humility, but my ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of something as unremarkable as a twitch in the leg of a dead rat?
A twitchy rat, like the one on the phone?
Easy, Joe. She's trying at least. Donald brought some extra adrenochrome, and I have another wrap. We are going to hook you up.
Yeah, we figured you might get too big for your diapers and take on the boss. I'll have Secret Service bring up some ice cream if you pull this off.
You guys really are the best friends I could ever ask for.
My intel says we need to try and head south, Joe. Why don't you tell us a little about your heroes and strategy for the boss fight?
Keeping stress values low is important going into the Necromancer boss battle. The Warrior of Sunlight can provide some stress-taken reduction with Praise the Sun, and this party has great reach to hit all ranks, so we can burst down stress dealers pretty quickly if need be. The Forsaken should be able to get the stun here on this Trump cosplayer with a runic empowerment-boosted army of the dead and set us up for the Saw Hunter.
Didn't get the crit, but it was still pretty satisfying to see that wild Snorlax get tossed to the back line.
I'm still riding the high of circulating the second greatest rumor of all time, so I'll let these jabs slide as the Warrior of Sunlight finishes the Brigand Bloodletter off with a Sunlight Spear crit.
Didn't need a crit this time, as that Brigand Cutthroat is just demolished by a visceral attack. Last time you used him, Obama, you utilized it well enough, but missed a few opportunities to capitalize on the Saw Hunter's huge damage potential due to having to punch upward with level 0 heroes.
Nice work, Joey. I just sent over a map for your heroes containing some objects of interest as well as intel on some enemy squadrons. There's some cultists ahead. We don't know much about their beliefs, but I can't decide if the way they coexist with the undead is alarming or perhaps a huge potential voter pool for the Democratic Party.
No way, y'all get the votes of the unemployed and the undead. We get folks with low IQ and religious zealots. That's the deal. Don't kill them yet, Joe. Let me see if they will buy a Trump Bible.
Oh my God, listening to the two of you be insufferable and insult your voters on a hot mic is really a remarkable illustration of what a shit show the 2024 election was. We really got to do better, fellow Americans. But anyway, I should be able to set up the visceral attack here.
Oh, hell yeah, here we go, baby.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Great work, Joe. So far, so good.
Yeah, man, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but this is the best start any of our expeditions have gotten off to yet.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, seriously, this Saw Hunter is kicking ass, like he went back to the hunter's dream after a long day of unaliving werewolves and making contact with gods, and found a bunch of rude notes about the doll left by other players.
How anyone can besmirch that angel and look themselves in the mirror and sleep at night is completely beyond me.
I don't interact with the messaging system much, but I always downvote negative notes about the doll.
I just can't bring myself to disparage messages, given how disappointed and hurt the messengers look after. It's not their fault their hunter left an idiotic and unforgivable message. They are just doing their best to help, and I can't bear to hurt their feelings.
Cool trinket there. The third war banner allows the Forsaken to give the team a one-turn buff to speed and accuracy when he uses friendly skills. And Joe, good intentions and empathy like you have for the messengers is one reason I grew to respect you over time. If you check the map, it looks like there's a secret room back the way we came, and the Necromancer's laboratory should be just a few more rooms south.
I think we should camp here for the night so we can buff up for whatever lies ahead.
Oh, hell yeah, Joe, a camping feast. Thanks for bringing all this food, buddy. Nothing hits like a Big Mac roasted over an open fire.
Our Vestal will bless our campsite so we can sleep peacefully. The Warrior of Sunlight will get us hyped for some jolly cooperation, boosting different stats depending on positioning in the party. And then he and the Saw Hunter will entertain the group with a little sparring match to keep their senses sharp.
Absolutely no way in hell would I be trying to mix it up with the Saw Hunter after the bloodbath that ensued the first half of this mission.
Okay, since we are nearing the boss battle, I think it's time to take those extra doses you guys gave me earlier. I want to be absolutely locked in.
Dude survives on ice cream and daily doses of a modern Brompton cocktail. Maybe we should befriend a necromancer instead of beating their ass, just in case we need to bring Robinette back after his inevitable brain aneurysm.
Wouldn't work as far as I know. The reanimated lack their humanity and sense of self. All they know is service to their necromancer. And voting blue baby, it wouldn't be Joey, just a shell of a man.
Is there a difference?
Oh boy, I feel like I'm 25 again. I wish that adrenochrome was farmed via less gruesome means, but it's so damn worth it in the end.
Yeah, look, Joe, let's keep the lid on that, please.
Some conspiracies exist for a reason, folks.
Almost done with this last battle before we reach the necromancer. I just wanted to say that whatever happens, Joe, I hope you can forgive me. I played peekaboo with you and changed your diapers for 4 goddamn years, and I'm really hoping that bought me enough goodwill for a second chance. Focus on the good times, like the time you sang happy birthday to MLK III's wife and forgot her name and just called her blah blah. Google that shit if you haven't seen it, folks.
Yeah, all right, I guess. But remember, I'm doing this for the people of the United States of America, Hamlet, not for you or Fauci or anyone else. Stay out of the way and let Jay Blizzy take down the very first boss of this run.
Towering, fierce, terrible. Nightmare-made material.
Damn, dude's like 10 feet tall. He needs to put down the scrolls and pick up a damn basketball.
Or throw a few from a pitcher's mound? You're telling me with that frame he couldn't hit upper 90s? The downward angle on his fastball would be insane.
Off to a good start here after a crit from this godly Saw Hunter and a crit and stun from the Vestal. Gonna see if I can set up the Saw Hunter here. Looks like a no. He does have a lot of stun resist. Let's keep his adds to a minimum so we don't lose track of any of them or get overrun.
Joe, before you slay those skeletons, have them fill out voter registration forms. We also need to get them on government benefits, ASAP, to curate dependency and secure their vote forever.
Please shut up.
Shout out to the immersive backgrounds mod. I've forgotten to mention it before now, but this boss battle banner is so damn cool. I'm excited to see the rest of them.
Our team is building up a little stress here from a couple casts of 6 feet under, and he's up to 2 adds, but you're crowd controlling them well, Joe. How are you feeling over there?
Obliterated.
Oh, I'm doing great, thanks for asking. The Saw Hunter continues to impress, demolishing adds and taking chunks out of the Necromancer. I think if I just continue to take things slow and steady like this, we should be just fine. Considering how well this team is locking down his adds, the only real threat here is the repeated casting of 6 feet under, possibly pushing the whole team to resolve checks. Hopefully he cycles through some of his other much less dangerous attacks. Given the luck we've had with resolve checks so far, I don't really want to roll the dice here.
Yep, I think that's the right call, Joe. None of his skeletons are getting off attacks before being cleared. The crowd control strategy is working well, and since we are lacking damage trinkets, it was just about the only choice you had. Hopefully you can take him down before those resolve checks, because there's a good chunk of this dungeon left unexplored, plus a secret room, so we may be able to bring home a huge score if we can keep pushing through.
It's actually wild how hard the Saw Hunter is going. Say, fellas, we really ought to start naming some of the standout heroes on our roster. I know the roster is huge, so naming everyone is a tall order, but performances like this deserve a little love. He's putting on a clinic right now with no damage trinkets whatsoever. The smoke is all natural.
Thought I was going to catch him with a visceral attack, but he's a speedy bastard. I honestly agree, Donnie. I mean, look at this shit.
Precision and power.
This is one of the best single mission performances from a level 1 hero I've personally ever seen.
You're really doing an amazing job, Joe. You know, when we talk about the undead of this community, they really are the undead of this community.
Oh no, looks like her teleprompter is malfunctioning.
Obama, you think you just fell out of a coconut tree? I love Venn diagrams. And who doesn't love a yellow school bus?
Holy shit, I think I just laughed so hard I peed a little. Let her keep going.
It's time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
Please let Pelosi know that your teleprompter needs a software update. I'm hanging up now. Thanks for the intel, Kamala. We will let you know if we find out anything about Fauci.
What else do we know about this population of undead voters aged 18 through 24? They are stupid.
Please hang up before she embarrasses me any further. Hey, Donald, you've been kind of quiet. You all right over there?
It probably occurred to him that he lost the bet. Since you took down the Necromancer, you've already completed the mission, and he bet you'd fail. This is probably a death blow to his ego. He's going to have to hope we roll the From Beyond Town event so he can resurrect it.
Throwing stones from a glass house is a bad look for you, buddy. You bet Joe would lose a hero. And at this point, with the mission complete, he can leave whenever he wants, so there's no pressure on him to stay and continue battling. It would be an even more embarrassing fumble than the time Cam Newton could have picked up a loose ball in the Super Bowl and decided he was too good to go for it.
If you get your shot, you got to take it, because you may never get another one. Talented guy, but in the end, he didn't have that dog in him. Not like me, at least. This week, I have proved all the haters wrong, flexed my knowledge of gameplay and combat tactics, defeated the first boss of our playthrough, scored a secret room for a huge payday, and helped out an old friend.
Really won for the record books, and oh my god, Joe, you just got the crescendo box from that madman. Finally, a top-tier offensive trinket to put on our DPS heroes. Huge pull, man. I gotta say, this has been an unreal performance from you. Donald has to be seething right now. Hey, buddy, you okay over there?
A part of me is very angry right now, knowing that Joe has admittedly, and it kills me to say it, but admittedly he's put on the best performance so far. However, I can't be mad about what this has done for the United States of America, Hamlet. We needed that secret room because it's time to start clearing negative quirks and upgrading our heroes' level 1 gear and abilities, and all of that can really add up when you have a large roster. Been annoyed at our poor luck getting damage trinkets so far, and somehow the Lord of Salem Joe Biden pulled the incredible crescendo music box. The madman carries music boxes to soothe his mind a bit as he descends further into insanity, and they only have like a 4% drop rate. He must have recognized Joe is a kindred spirit and gave him the box as a parting gift.
Concentrated flame is kind of an interesting trinket to randomly drop here. The additional damage taken is brutal, but 50% damage reflection is pretty significant. Maybe it could be useful on a frontline hero with a high HP pool or strong sustain. Not really my kind of strategy, but maybe we will find a use case for it in the early going.
Joe is so confident with only 2 battles left, he's snuffed the torch with no heroes on the team who benefit from it. I was honestly concerned in episode 1 that he was going to be a detriment to our team, but right now he's, well, the goddamned MVP.
Concentrated Flame putting in some work right here with everyone targeting the Sunlight Warrior. I can't wait to get his unique hallway encounter during Highlight that has a chance to give the Adherents of Sunlight quirk to your party. My playstyle doesn't benefit much from it, but you torch polishers will probably appreciate the virtue chance boost and stress taken reduction at Highlight.
Bro is stacking bodies like he's Hillary Clinton.
Okay, that's won this video, Joe. Please no more. We are almost to the finish line, and I do not want her to appear here with Bill's severed head in one hand and the Necronomicon in the other. Back to what Donald mentioned, I am a fan of mod classes that come with somewhat predictable, useful quirks baked in for themselves or their companions, like the Sunlight Warrior, Rescuer, Acolyte of the Sun, and Ringmaster. So much of the quirk aspect of the game is an RNG crapshoot that it's nice to be able to farm up a desirable quirk on your heroes. I know some of these are a bit controversial in the modding community, but I'm a fan.
I am as well. There's some pretty neat quirks available this way. Acolyte of the Sun can pass a disease that turns into a quirk-boosting restoration received at low health. The Ringmaster can pass an evolving quirk that boosts critical chance and stress healed by crits. It's a pretty insane quirk that admittedly gets a little busted when passed to a hero with powerful AoE damage like the Blackguard, though cross-mod balancing is basically impossible. And I really like how you can build your rescuers to specialize in different skills depending on which of the naturally occurring quirks you chose to keep.
Wait, when are we adding mod enemies again? I'm gonna get at least one more episode against vanilla monsters, right? I'm riding the high of the Saw Hunter's generational performance right now, but I'd be lying if I said the mod enemies and regions don't make me nervous.
22,000 gold, a bunch of busts and crests, and a rifle for our banished hunter. Great work, Joe. Post-mission quirks are whack, but nothing to worry about.
We are going to take one more turn through the rotation. Whatever week we are on for my 3rd episode, I will add the first round of modded monsters.
A thick-blooded apostate isn't a bad pull here. It's a pretty neat support class. Looks like our banished hunter impressed the religious leaders in the Abbey, so they gave him the poster of a wanted criminal. An odd choice, but we will probably sell it. Not a trinket I ever use.
Sweet Hedge Knight with tranquil mind, we will keep him over our other Hedge Knight who wasn't nearly as useful. Let's see what else. A Druid with Beast Hater, pretty mid. This. Ooh, Reaver comes with Bonehead, so he's a dummy like Trump, and levels up slowly, but has high stun resist. And, oh my god, the Stagecoach. Roll double backline Bone Courtiers. Where's our Plague Doctor when we need her?
Grab one of them for me, Joe.
Hey, looks like Kamala's calling back. Everyone pray she fixed her teleprompter.
Hey boys, check the White House email. I sent you a few things to congratulate you all on taking out the first boss of your run, and to thank you for looking for Fauci on my behalf.
This better not be another phishing scam.
If Joe ever doubts himself, show him this. Good luck. P.S. Eat shit, Trump.
Cackling Kamala strikes again.
Hey, what's this?
Oh, hell yeah, baby. It's montage time.
Decimated.
An entire mission of carnage.
What an insane run this guy had.
Precision. Impressive.
Oh my god, he's so cool. I need his autograph.
Master. Back to the pit. Annihilated.
Okay, not even I can hate on Kamala after that. That was awesome.
Hey, wait, Joe, there's a photo also. Click on it.
Okay, here goes.
Wow, this is incredible.
Oh my god, Donald, you were right.
This is the greatest day of my life. Forward that shit to everyone.
Got him. But hey, everybody, if you made it this far with us, we really appreciate it and hope that you're having a good time goofing off with us while we play one of the best games of the last decade. You'll better do your boy Jay Blizzy a favor and pass your resolve checks this week, and we will see you again next time.